MD Prepper here, going over the contents of my Get Home bag. I've had a lot of nasty winter weather here in the south, and I figured this was a good time to go over this. My Get Home bag I've had for many years. It's changed a lot over the years. The bags have changed, the contents have changed based on where I worked, my hours of working, conditions, etc., and location. Out of Texas all the way back to South Carolina, what you need varies somewhat. This is my current permutation of a Get Home bag, which will also double as a complement to a bug out or 72-hour bag. This would not have everything I want for a 72-hour bag, but it'd be a nice complement to grab and go along with it. There's nothing in here that couldn't be used for 72 hours. So I work about 10 to 12 miles from home. Of course, work's the most common place that I'm going to be at. 10 miles by the backcountry roads, 12 or so by the main highways and all. If I get stranded on the side of the road and I'm just a few miles from home, 4 or 5 miles, sure, I could wait it out in the car. If I've got the right gear, it might be smarter just to go on home and stay toasty warm. So, and I'll also show you some of the other gear I have with this that changes throughout the seasons. This is the bag that things stay all the time. This is the way this bag is always laid out, and I'll lay the other stuff out at the end of the video. First, the bag is from LA Police Gear. It's one of their LA Police Gear brand little bailout bags. Hopefully the camera will show that. I know the black's not going to show up real well. It's got lots of side pouches and pockets, water bottle or walkie-talkie radio on either side pouch. It's got a good handle here that snaps together. Hopefully you can see that. It's got a very nice little strap with good padding. And like I said, lots of pockets around the outside. Well divided up, I think, for a bailout bag, etc. Now, as you can see, I clearly went with black. They make, I believe, coyote, olive drab, maybe some other color, can't remember. I went with black. I think black makes the most sense. It's maybe not the most tactical. Yes, your coyote and flat dark earth and all that other stuff is cooler these days. Black is going to blend in. Black's not going to draw too much attention at a distance. This is probably going to look pretty much like a briefcase over my shoulder at a distance. I don't want to look all tactical necessarily. Now, where I'm at out in the country, yeah, I probably could, and people probably wouldn't care if I was wearing camo. But I've had this bag for a lot of years. So I think I paid $20 for the bag. I think I got it on a discount, actually. I might have paid $10 for it. I've got a few of these I use for other things. They hold up real well. There are better bags out there, but for a start, this is going to hold everything you need. Could you make a 72-hour kit out of this bag? Maybe. I'd probably want a backpack other than shoulder strap, but just for getting home 10, 12 miles, I think this is good enough for me. Let me start with the water bottles. I carry 2 water bottles. Let me get the bag out of the way. One is filled and one is not. One is plastic and one is steel. You say, why mix them up? Why not the same thing? Well, personal preference, frankly. I keep the plastic one. This is a cheap knockoff of a Nalgene, I believe. This is the Walmart brand. Just happens to be blue. This is 500 mLs. It's marked off real well there, so you can tell how much water you've got. This one I keep with city tap water, even though I live out in the country. This one gets changed out every few months, just to stay clean and stay clear and drinkable. The steel one, I keep empty, just because water's heavy. Water's very dense, very heavy. I don't want to weigh me down necessarily if I don't need to. If I'm 2 or 3 miles from home, this is all the water I'm going to need. I've got other ideas and other items to boil water in this, purify water, etc. And again, if I happen to be at work at the hospital when I've got to get my way home without my vehicle, I can fill up out of the faucets there. If the water's out, we've got water sources on the property, streams and things like that, that I can fill up and use purification if I think I need it. There's plenty of streams and rivers on the way home, ponds and things like that. This is real easy to fill up where I'm at. It's not a major concern. If I was out in Texas where there's less water in between locations, yeah, I'd probably kept both full. I did back in the day. This has got a little carabiner on the top. This one's just got a loop, but there's a Velcro strap on the bag that keeps it secured for me. So this is 650 mLs of water, and this was 500 mLs. So a little over a liter overall, which can be refilled easily, etc. So there's the water bottles, water sources. Now, I'm not going to bother showing you the bag as I pull things out, but I'm going to pull from this side first and the other side later. I have got, I think, a paracord, 50 foot of paracord, because, well, very useful. I do a lot of things with that. Is 50 foot of paracord too much for a Get Home bag? Maybe. But what if my Get Home bag turns into a 72-hour kit or long-term kit, just because shit happens? Good thing to have, doesn't weigh a lot. I've used this a lot for tying down things and whatnot. I tend to switch it out after I've used it. Next, I've got some waterproof Strike Anywhere matches. Again, probably a little overkill, just living 10 miles from home, but one never knows. Might need to start a fire, might need a heat source, something like that. Also got water purification tablets. Again, you say, isn't that overkill, especially the time this takes to purify? Again, what if I get stranded somewhere? Need to purify water or something like that. These don't weigh much, and again, like I said, this kit is supplementary to my 72-hour bailout bag. Got a cigarette lighter, of course, for a fire source, and melting frozen over locks on your vehicle, something like that. Ferro rod and magnesium striker there. Probably a little overkill, but doesn't weigh a whole lot. They're not traveling a huge distance. 12-hour glow stick. If it's raining outside and I need some light and, you know, fire source isn't going to work, or maybe the batteries are died on my flashlight, not a bad idea to have around. Next, on the outside for easy access, I got these 3 little tubes. One of them is alcohol gel. This little spritzer for alcohol gel to clean your hands or start a fire with. Again, sanitation. You get dirty, messy. These two might be a bit redundant, but where I live, this makes sense. One of them is Sun and Bug. It's bug spray and sunscreen together. It's only 20% DEET and 15% SPF. On a hot, sunny day here in the South, that's not much, okay, for SPF. You're going to get scalded walking home with that if you can't stay out of the weather. I've got a hat and other things. 20% DEET out where I live is oftentimes not sufficient. So I've got 100% DEET there as well. So I've got some redundancy. Alright, let's look at the rest of the contents of this bag. The outside, I've got this little capsule here. Now I'm not going to open it here, but this capsule is filled with Advil, Tylenol, and most importantly, Benadryl. Tablet form Benadryl, not the capsules. The capsules melt in the heat and get gunky and fall apart on you. The tablets might get a little melty, but they're easy to grab and pop in your mouth. I keep this capsule on the outside just in case I get stung by a bee or something. I don't have allergies to them, but what if I did? What if I developed one all of a sudden and didn't have this? We're in trouble. Again, if I'm camping with somebody else or hiking or making my way back home, I want some Benadryl tablets around. So I want this on the outside of my kit. It's red so I can see it versus the black. I've got a green signal whistle. As you noticed, everything around here is a different color. Water bottles were blue. Has no little ball P in there, so you can signal with that just fine if you need signaling. On the other side, I've got a very small little flashlight. I think it runs off of either AA or AAA batteries, a little cheap little Rayovac. Not a lot of lumens. And you say, well, what good is that? You're not going to find your way with that. That's actually not what this is here for. You see that right there, hopefully. This is here so that I can inspect the contents of the bag quickly and see what I need to do without having to waste my time pulling out my other flashlight from my pocket and wasting my big bright light. I can take this thing, I can look around the outsides. You can't see it, but I can pick this thing up and aim it inside the bag, and I can find whatever I need to in the dark quickly and easily, and it's right there on the bag. So there's that. I thought that was a good addition. Your comments and thoughts may vary. The other side of this bag, on the outside pouches, what else do we have? Most importantly, I think, for traveling and going quickly, not having to boil water or anything like that, is a little filter straw, purification filtration straw. I think this is good for roughly 20 gallons, I believe, way more than I need to get home. But again, this is not just me. If I need somebody else with me or several somebodies. I've got an extra glow stick there, just in case, redundancy. Some chapstick, always a good idea. I've got a very small little mini multi-tool here, which I thought about not adding, but you never know. Again, just to have around, I can't tell you the number of times I have to grab this thing out of the vehicle for something else. Not as good as a full-size Leatherman, but again, for a get-home bag, I don't know if I need anything truly that extensive, plus with what you'll see I keep in the rest of the vehicle. Lower kit, I've got a Mora blade right there. I don't remember which one this is. I can't remember. The 511. I've got some paracord around it for a neck knife if I need it that way. Got the sheath, of course. Do I need a fixed blade knife as I get home? No, but I live out in the woods, and my hike home would be through the woods for the vast majority of it. Even if I was downtown, a big chunk of my travel would be through the woods. So I'd like to have something like that, either for self-defense or just bushcrafting if I have to spend the night. Now this is from when I lived in more urban areas, and this is definitely overkill in this current kit because South Carolina, I've got my concealed weapons permit, will be armed at the time. But again, if I've got somebody else with me, I've got a little collapsible baton. I keep one in front of the vehicle, and I keep one in my bug-out bag in the back with easy access, just in case. Do I need it? Not necessarily, but I've got it. Certainly don't need it in the house necessarily, where I've got a shotgun and finer arsenal. This had to go somewhere, so I did put this in my get home bag. If I wanted to leave this out, you know, I could easily pull this out in a hurry, because on the outside kit, and leave it in the vehicle or something like that. So I believe that is all of the outside of the kit. Let's go to the insides. Now, I do have room in here extra for other items. I've got a medical kit. This is the Be Smart Get Prepared kit in a different color, little nylon bag. Same contents, haven't changed anything. You can check my other video on that. This is one of the only little survival kits and first aid kits that I think is worth a darn out of the box. Most of first aid kits are garbage. This was fairly decent, so check my old review on that one. Got a bandana. A lot of things you can do with that. You can filter out sediment into that steel bottle. Bandana with water on it to keep the heat off my head. Washcloth, covering up a wound. Any number of things I can do with a bandana. I've got trauma pack. Quick Clot trauma pack. I've got a review on this as well. Love this. A lot of options you can do. Stopping bleeding. You know, I'm making my way home. Let's say I fall. Something goes through my leg and I'm bleeding bad. I got to stop that. I can't necessarily call EMS in the middle of a freezing night in South Carolina when everybody's slipping and sliding over the roads. So I'm going to take care of that myself. A lot of options in that. Like this. That's about 20 bucks. A little respirator mask from the hospital. This keeps you safe from others. You see those little hospital masks that people wear, that Michael Jackson used to wear? Those do not protect you versus illness at all. You're going to need a mask like this that is fitted to your face, etc. This is mine. I've got several. I keep this one in my bag. And again, if it's flu season, something like that, and you know, the viral zombie apocalypse is going on, well, I'm going to be wearing this thing. I've got it in case I need it. If there's a bunch of dust in the air, something like that. That's a good idea. I've got one of these Soul two-person Mylar blankets. This one's Mylar shiny side on the inside and a bright orange on the outside for good for signaling and all that. Still in the packet. Have not taken this one out. So got that. I've got a standard little Mylar blanket, which I can use for ground cover or lining my car if I want to line the windows with my little car heater or something like that. This would not be the primary one I'd use to keep warm, but again, if I got somebody else with me or just any number of things, I got extra. Let the first one dies on me. Let's see. Also in the world of redundancy, I've got one of these military-style blankets, Mylar blankets. You can see that. It's got the plasticized olive drab on one side. This would probably be my primary ground cover if I needed it for ground cover. And again, it gives me 3 Mylar blankets. They don't take up much weight or space. Is it overkill? You darn right it is, but I'm not going to be without it. I've got some hand warmers. I usually keep these in here all the time. I've got 4 of them. Again, overkill. Each one lasts about 10 hours, but you never know where you're going to be if you're alone. So if I had 4 people, well, that's 10 hours worth of heat for each of us. So good to go for hand warmers there. In the realm of redundancy, another pill bottle full of Benadryl, Tylenol, Advil, etc. Primarily Benadryl. Maybe some Aleve in here, stuff like that. Just a mixed bag inside the bag. Not quick access, but I sprained an ankle and I've got some time. I've also got a big 55-gallon drum liner. Again, for a sleeping bag, something like that, ground cover, etc. Climb in here with some leaves for shelter with my Mylar bag to be nice and toasty warm. A lot of things you can do with this. If I need to carry other gear, heck, I could throw other stuff in this, sling this over my shoulder if I needed to. In the realm of slightly odd, especially in size, jar of peanut butter. I love peanut butter, eat it all the time. When I go to the gun range, when I go anywhere, you know, I might get hungry and I like to have some peanut butter. This is a new jar that's not been opened. This is a little large. I should probably have a smaller jar in my bug out bag, but love peanut butter, full of protein, definitely going to keep me going on the walk back home or on a cold night if I'm hunkered down somewhere. So, peanut butter, love it. What else do I have? I've also got this little spicy tuna medley kit. I just like it. I think it's tasty, good protein, quick little snack, keep you going. Is this overkill? Probably, just like the peanut butter, but I want something. As far as ponchos and rain cover go, we got this one. Do not remember the brand. It's camouflage, obviously. Got it on sale at the end of the hunting season. This is a button snap poncho tarp top. Much nicer. It's got Velcro sleeves and all, and it's got pants that pull over and have Velcro, not Velcro, but elastic bottoms on them. Much nicer than your standard poncho. Is it a bit bigger? Yeah. I used to keep this outside the bug out bag, but next to it. Now I keep it in there because I've got the room, since I'm not traveling such distances. This is much nicer. It's Realtree camo. Again, is camo going to get some weird looks in suburbia? Probably. Where I'm at, nobody's going to bat an eye. Guy walking around in camo. That's pretty standard. So that was a good pickup. I've got a standard low-cost little poncho, your little dollar poncho, 50 cents, whatever this was, a little clear one. Again, if I've got somebody with me or this one somehow tears, this is much higher quality, I'd definitely reach for this one over this one. I've got another cigarette lighter because, again, I'm paranoid about that. Got to have fire source. Got a little paracord bracelet just because. I made that a long time ago, just threw it in there. And finally, a Ziploc bag. Lots of things you do with a Ziploc bag, but what else do I have in here is what's important. I've got some cotton balls, 4 or 6 cotton balls, something like that. Another pack of matches. I've got a small little roll of electrical tape. A small roll of duct tape, just for whatever purposes. And a little medical kit, a very small medical kit to complement this bigger one. I've got some toilet paper in there from your MREs. Got some moleskin, some other stuff that wasn't in the basic medical kit here. Alcohol pads, some other stuff, just redundancy in case something goes wrong. And a can opener. Not that I'm probably going to need a can opener on a get-home trip, probably, but one never knows. I'd rather have it and not need it. It doesn't cost much. So, there's my kit. It's probably too much, it's probably overkill, but I'd rather have extra in my vehicle. If I need it along with somebody else, if I'm heading one direction, somebody else, a friend's heading another, I can give them the extra poncho. I can give them the Mylar blanket. I can give them some hand warmers. You know, I can give them a small medical kit and they'll be okay. So that gives me some options, flexibility, one never knows. Now, other things I carry in the car that are seasonal. During the summertime, I always keep an extra pair of clothes. That varies on the season. More short sleeves and pair of khakis in the summer, and usually a pair of jeans and something a little heavier in the winter. Always carry a heavy winter coat in the winter time. Always carry a light windbreaker or something like that. Always have a baseball cap. Now, other things I have in the winter, I only run in the winter with this emergency car heater kit. Check my previous videos on this one. This is nice. This will fit into my get home bag. If I had to march my way home in the winter, I'm definitely taking this for quick heat access. Don't have to find wet twigs and sticks or huddle up and rely just on body heat. I got good solid heat here. So got that. One other thing I carry in the car, I also carry a little Gerber, multi-tool Gerber suspension, which I don't have here in front of me, but that's on always in the front seat of the car. I'd grab that. Also have a Nebo Blue Line flashlight, carry one, everyday carry, but keep one in the car as well. So I'd have that as a backup as well for better lighting. I've already got that on me for my EDC. I'm not covering EDC here. I always carry a Cold Steel Bushman in the back of the car. Don't know why, just always have. Don't think I'm necessarily going to need a spear or anything, but you know, who knows? Maybe I do need a spear or something. I've got a striker, ferro rod striker, and a Altoids 10 little survival kit in there. Again, this is just for grabbing and going if I'm forgotten a big knife and on a hike, something like that. It's in the car. Oh wait, I forgot my big blade, which doesn't happen too much, but there it is if I need it. If I need something for survival, bushcraft, you know, batoning, wood, whatever. I've got something for bigger, heavier duty work if I need it. Those are my thoughts. Hope you found it useful. If you've got any suggestions or improvements or things I need to take out, please include it. Love to hear your feedback. MD Prepper out.